Hello everybody and welcome back to our forever world. Now, if you hear some buzzing in the background, my phone is very active. I have a job group chat going on right now that's behind the scenes stuff that's going on. But some stuff has actually changed. Okay. In my bedroom, I now have a sweet berry farm. This is going to become a different thing later on. I'm probably going to have an actual farm for this further on. But my one butcher now can do sweet berries. Been working on it. He is now fully leveled, so I can trade him sweet berries for emeralds. So that's the reason that exists. I was getting that set up. I also have this as a replenishment for my seeds. You can see I've lowered the amount of that. These are set in here specifically because I needed some left over for us to do a farm today. Today is going to be a whole lot of farm building. Because I need, also we'll get to the trees and the iron and stuff I have here in a second. But I need to get some farms in place for all the stuff that's happening down in here. I have a plan to do a sugarcane farm, a pumpkin and melon farm. I have plans of what exactly I want to do for those farms to blend them into the area going on down here, because they're going to be down inside this cavern, which you can see is quite a bit deeper now. I'm about to get to that. But we'll handle the above ground stuff first. Well, I handle this in a little bit. I have a video pulled up where I kind of went through and started planning how I want to do this, but I have a video that shows me how to do it specifically in the version I'm in, because due to the version changes and stuff like that, baby villagers, their hitboxes have changed. So a lot of villager breeders that worked back in the day that were really compact and tiny no longer work now due to the new way baby villagers look. Their hitboxes have changed, things have changed. So our farms have to change to accommodate. And I've also, if you look back there, you'll notice some of the buildings are gone. Now you can still see some cobblestone back there if you look really hard. But I do have some buildings still left back there, but I did take out a few along the way. I'm just starting the clearing process whenever I'm off camera. Of course, this hasn't modified any because I don't have a villager breeder up yet. This hasn't really changed, but I did continue going further down. Now, this bumps into a little bit of a cave going on right here. Kind of has an access. I plan on keeping this access point because this cave is actually pretty massive going down that way. I'll probably re-bump into it at some point. But just for right now, I don't really have that access. But so far, this cave is actually really deep in here. I got far enough down to start finding naturally spawning redstone. I did get down to like deep slate levels. I plan on closing this thing in a bit further because right now I'm here, but whenever I leave that may change. So I am going to come in, and once I get this thing built down a little bit further, I'm going to close that in. But my plan is in this area up here where all of this granite is, I want to mine out all of this granite so I can use it for building purposes, but I want to recycle the hole it leaves behind to basically bring in my farms. I want to do kind of a cavern off to this side and a cavern off to this side. And I want to make it look like they broke into a naturally spawned cave. And it's lit up with glowberries and stuff like that where they've been mining, essentially. And that's the reason I kept a lot of this copper raw, is because I actually want to use these raw copper blocks to show as ores behind, like, hold on. If I grab some stairs and stuff. Stairs. I don't have any slabs, so we're just going to have to do this with stairs. But if you take, like, just a backbone of this. Hold on. Yep. There we go. Take just a backbone of this. And then you do something like... Hold on, I need actual cobblestone too. You do something like this. You see little bits of the ore poking through, and it looks like there's an ore vein. With slabs, this would look a little bit more fluid. And it would probably look a bit better. But it doesn't look horrible now. Just it would look a bit more fluid and a bit better with slabs. but you can kind of get the idea just backed up on this. It's just you get little peaks of the ores behind it. That was my plan originally, was to use things that I get a lot of that I don't use a whole lot of. Things like lapis, copper, and maybe once I get a good silk touch pick, bringing that over here and maybe using that to bring in a bit more of the ore look at some point. Okay, but today's thing is to kind of get the materials together for some stuff. I do need to mine out a good bit more of all of this, because like I said, this is just going to become a bunch of caverns. Here we go. Like I said, this is just going to become a bunch of caverns, so I kind of want to see how wide it goes and then work from that. I actually like how from this level it looked. So I may do that and put the farm back inside of this and maybe do some white glass mixed in this so I can see inside the farm. It's actually not a bad idea. I'm going to take out this dirt, put in andesite, and then fill in the rest of this with stone. No! I hate not having silk touch yet. Technically, I do have a silk touch pick, but it's back at the base, and I really don't want to mess with that thing right now. Okay, and I really feel like we should continue the concave feeling by just digging this in, like, one more. Because if push comes to shove, I can easily do just this area for both these farms. Oh, hold on. Let's do this here instead. This also digs up really far, and I actually love how all this looks. Just naturally, I love how all this looks. Just the small mine out stuff. Now I am going to quickly come in and replace all the cobblestone with stone or andesite. That works too. There we go. So that's going to come in on this. So we can do pumpkin and melon farm right here. And I can use gray glass to look inside of this one. I actually really like this. I didn't think I'd like this as much as I do. Now keep in mind, not all the lanterns are going to stay here. Some of them are going to be replaced with glowberries once I find and get glowberries. And there we go. We made it all the way back to our starter house. Oh, I only have 48. Looks like we're going to the Nether. Oh god. Nope. I know somewhere you can't follow me. For you. Yeah, get away from that. Pigman, that is not a good area for you to be, dude. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. You can't stop me. I'd love it if somebody else could explain this to me as to why I don't spawn in my portal. Why I spawn on the other side of the mountain, because that's my portal. On the other side of this mountain is where that other portal keeps spawning me at. And every time I break it trying to come back to this portal, and every time I fully break that one, I spawn back at this one time. If I reload the world, I'll spawn on that side again. I don't know what's causing it, but it's irritating, and I'm going to have to figure out where to move my portal instead of there. This was just my starting portal anyway, but it's annoying. Okay. But now I have a bunch more quartz. I'm going to leave this amount over here. I'm going to take these 2 stacks with me to the other area. So I have it. I have a bunch of redstone over there. I have everything else I need over there. I may make a bit of glowstone and take it with me. Also, how many diamonds do I have? I have over a stack. You know what? I have 44 levels. Let's just see what we can do with this. Cover me with diamonds. Let's go. I have the diamonds for it. Let's just go ahead and use them. That still leaves me with over a stack. Now, I think I have some lapis up here. No. I'm gonna have to bring some lapis up here. Here's my level 30 bag. Aqua Affinity. Thorns. I would have to go with a lower level enchant for one of these. Let's go with protection 2. I'm breaking 2. Okay. Protection 1. Projectile protection. You know what? Let's just go with that. It's fine. Not the best armor. Smite 2. While I don't mind smite, I want something a bit more than just smite. Smite and unbreaking. You know what? That works. That's better than what I've got right now. So we can officially retire this old sword. I'm going to put it in a box. We're going to retire you. You're going to come with me. No? And we're probably going to need to sleep here. Also, I saw somebody talking about how they wanted multiple versions, like how they're doing the concrete and the wool now where we're getting slabs and stairs. Something I want to see different with the terracotta besides just the glazed variant is I want to see shingles. A new roofing block. Like we have all these like planks and stuff like that that are used on roofing. What about using terracotta as shingles? It's just an idea, as instead of giving it like some weird chiseled variant, just give us colored terracotta shingles and then give us, like, make it kind of like a brick variant. Like where we have stone bricks and we have deep slate bricks and all this other stuff. Give us shingles. Just a little block that looks like, I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys been around since then, but my Better Minecraft world that ran for a very long time, there is a block in there called silt, and it can be made into shingles. And I used that block for every single roof I ever did, because I loved the texture of that block specifically for roofing. I loved it. And it could come in so many different varieties of colors. You could turn it any color you wanted to. A lot like terracotta. It's just an idea to throw into Mojang's court. Just if you, instead of giving us like a bunch of different like chiseled variants, give us like a terracotta shingle block. And it acts kind of like brick, so it has walls and stairs and slabs, so we can make different shapes of roofs. But it's just basically a brick version of terracotta. Just an idea to throw into the court. If they're doing new variants of blocks, I don't see why shingles wouldn't fit into all of this. Now, since I'm doing that way, I need to do... I'm gonna dig out all of this. Okay, the plan is for a water stream to hit a hopper here that is going to come out to a chest that's here. So this is exactly where the water stream is going to go. So I actually have to dig up. There is a reason I'm doing all of this and digging out exactly the space I need. I'm going to finish closing off this farm, and there's not going to be a whole lot going on back here, because this farm is going to be completely sealed. I don't want to have access to it. Unlike in my career SMP thing where I want access to all of my farms all the time because my character is a tinkerer, this one, we are not a tinkerer. We do not need access to the back of my farms. I just simply need my farms. There we go. Now that should work. This is the reason we test farms before we fully seal them. Pumpkins can only grow onto adjacent dirt-light blocks. So that means dirt, moss, podzol, things of that nature. It can only grow on adjacent versions of those. So I'm glad I tested that before fully sealing it. Or else that farm would have never worked. But still, I'm kind of stressed because this isn't working and it's concerning me. Oh. Oh. I spoke too soon. Okay, first pumpkin from this. Okay, that means I can seal it. Just so I can kind of seal it back behind here and you don't really see it, but you can still see the inner workings of it. Like, I'm gonna have glow lichen also covering this thing after I finish filling this entire thing in. And I'm probably gonna leave this bit uncovered. I'm probably just gonna blatantly uncover this and just leave it open on the ground. Just for right now, it's covered. So I know where the chest is at while I'm still learning about this farm and if it's working properly or not. I see one tiny plant in the back that isn't finished, but that is the only one that isn't finished. The rest of them are, which is great. Which means in between episodes, I'm going to be working on putting in another one of these. Essentially, it's going to be a 2-layered one. Instead of just this one layer, it's going to have double layers. So it's going to have this and then copy paste above it. And that's going to be over here. And that's going to be our melon farm. So it's going to be same farm, double layered. And that was going to be melons instead because melons take a lot more in order to get the amount you need. But that one's going to be over here. The entrance to see into the first level is going to be basically the same thing, just over here. And the glowstone is going to have to be along the walls instead. So it's going to be slightly different, but it's going to be in that wall instead. But that's going to be all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!